You can go to Nehemiah 6:1. Now you saw how it went from verbal discouragement to a physical attack, and now we're going to see what Satan's going to do now.
Nehemiah 6:1. Now it came to pass when Sanballat and Tobiah and Geshem and the Arabians and the rest of our enemies heard that I had built the wall, and that there was no breach left therein, through at that time I had not set up doors upon the gates, that Sanballat and Geshem sent unto me, saying, Come, let us meet together in some one of the villages of the plain of Ono, but they thought to do mischief.
See, now at this point, now they gotta use some type of suave maneuver to get Nehemiah out of his groove, to distract him. Now they're saying, well, come meet with us. Like, no, this is the Spirit speaking behind him. Come meet with us. Let's discuss this. Let's see what we can do now. Because they couldn't discourage him because he sought the Most High right away. They couldn't physically destroy him because he sought the Most High right away. Now they gotta go into other tactics. Continue.
Verse 3. And I sent messengers unto them, saying, I am doing a great work, so that I cannot come down. Why should the work cease, whilst I leave it, and come down to you?
Now I read that, and I was viewing our situation and what we're doing here as a great work, and we all believe that as well, I'm sure. And put yourself in a situation that Satan's operating behind somebody in, or that Satan set up a situation. Your reaction or your response should always be what Nehemiah just said. I'm doing a great work right now. Why should I go down to your level, Satan, and feed into your distractions? You understand? I'm building a spiritual temple right now. I'm building a base that my family and other friends and other people that are find us through YouTube can come over here and settle down and seek the Most High. Why should I go down to your level, Satan, and be distracted? Whether it be an Egyptian messing up with your food and getting you aggravated, or a brother or sister doing something to distract you. But it might be Satan operating in them. The first response you should have is, no, I'm not going down to your level. I'm not going down to you. Why should the work cease? Why should I come out my spirit to entertain this distraction? That's what it boils down to. And there's many distractions, and they come in different forms. But that's why scriptures say, be vigilant. Vigilant means to be awake. Be aware of what's going on. And it's easy to be distracted. And this lesson actually came from me being distracted. I wasn't going to go into this, but I was distracted. And I sat down for a good hour or two, and I was like, well, why am I being distracted so often? And then I started to see, and this is how it came. But getting back to the topic, this is what our reaction or response should be. We're not stopping our work for anything. Continue.
Verse 4. Yet they sent unto me 4 times after this sort, and I answered them after the same manner.
So believe, when Satan sees your rejection and sees what you're doing, he's going to send it 4 times stronger, possibly, maybe 10 times stronger. But your reaction should be the same. It should always be the same. I'm not saying to look at Nehemiah's situation and picture yourself in it, but picture yourself in a daily situation that your daily routine. And picture yourself being distracted in a sense by whatever it may be, by a local, by a brother or sister, whatever it may be. Only you know your distractions, and the Most High knows. But this should be your response always, I feel. Continue. As a matter of fact, jump down to verse 10.
Verse 10. Afterward I came unto the house of Shemaiah, the son of Delilah, the son of Methiel, who was shut up, and he said, Let us meet together in the house of the Most High, within the temple, and let us shut the doors of the temple. For they will come to slay thee, yea, in the night they will come to slay thee.
See, right now they're trying to have Nehemiah, which I believe he was from the tribe of Judah. I'm not sure, but I know he wasn't a Levite. And we know it was against the law for anybody outside of the Levites to enter into the temple. I'm assuming in this situation, you know what, it'll clear it up, I'm sorry. But what I was trying to get at is, they're just trying to lure him in. But the end result of their ploy or plot is to cause Nehemiah to sin. Continue.
Verse 11. And I said, should such a man as I flee? And who was there, that being as I am, would go into the temple to save his life? I will not go in. And lo, I perceived that the Most High had not sent him, but that he pronounced this prophecy against me. For Tobiah and Sanballat had hired him. Therefore was he hired, that I should be afraid, and do so, and sin, and that they might have matter for an evil report, that they might reproach me.
Exactly. So Satan went from discouragement to physical attacks, and now he's trying to cause Nehemiah to sin. And it might not happen in this order for all of us doing this work, but rest assured it will come. Maybe not in this order specifically, but it's going to come. And it goes in levels, because the stronger you get, it's only strategic for Satan to send out more clever tactics or more clever distractions or more clever stumbling blocks. It's only smart because, remember, we're at war right now. Satan came to make war with the remnant that keep the testimony of Yeshua and keep the commandments. Because this is a transition. We all know that. The demise of Esau's kingdom and the rise of Jacob. So it's only smart for Satan, knowing that he has nothing better to do, number one. Number two, he already lost. So it's only smart, especially with us in the position we're in. That's why I try to tell brothers and sisters this as much as possible, to really appreciate the position we're in and how we're being used. And you know, it's not to feel special, but the work is special. Let's go to 2 Corinthians 2:11. His work is very special. And what's dwelling in us is the Holy Spirit, and that's very special. And that's what's going to be our main tool, to seek out these distractions, to be vigilant, and to step over them, to deny them, to not give heed to them, not to be entertained by them, because it's a dominant effect.
2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Now, we've read this a lot, and I don't know if everybody has the same perception, but when I hear devices, I'm thinking, okay, I know it's not an apparatus. I know it's actually a spiritual device, like let's say religion, or people that are really consumed with a demon and are trying to distract you or trying to thwart what you're doing. But I look in devices, and it says noema. And it actually says a perception, that is purpose or implication, the intellect, the disposition itself, device, mind, or thought. So if you look at it, let's change the word around. It says, lest Satan should get advantage of us, and we are not ignorant of his intellect, or his perception, or his implication. So we can't be ignorant of Satan's wits, because he's very, very intellectual. He sat by the Most High. He didn't lose that. He just turned extremely evil. He's Satan. I'm not going to explain to you what Satan is, but we can't be ignorant of not only his devices and what he uses, but also his mind. We are very smart, but he can outwit us in everyday situations when he catches us sleeping. That's why it's always key to be vigilant. Always be awake. It's hard because, not all of us have been conditioned for that long to be vigilant. But this is when we should start applying it as best as possible. When we're in a good spirit and we're around brothers and sisters that are in this work, and that only want the best for each other, that don't want to see anybody fall or see Satan get advantage of us. Because his implication or strong suggestion or intellect is beyond our belief. That's why it's always best to stay in the Spirit and to exercise the fruit of the Spirit. That's the only thing at the end of the day that's going to assure that we're not going to step into those traps.